Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the J Lounge. Of course, you guys know I am your hostess with the mostest, Miss J, aka Miss Simone Jackson. Always here to bring you guys another great episode of the J Lounge. Of course, everyone knows that the J Lounge is a celebrity-based podcast show where we talk with actors, directors, singers, you name it, they all come down here and they all have a great time. As per norm, I am very excited to be introducing my next guest. She is a multi award winning vocalist. She also appeared on the season 24 of The Voice, and she is here today to tell us more about her music and who she is as an artist. I am very excited about it. Please give a warm welcome to Miss Monet. Hi, Miss Monet.
Hey, how you doing, love?
I am doing good. I am doing good. How are you? Thank you so
I'm
much for being here.
good. Oh, it's a blessing to be here and to be here with you. Just
I
just excited about this whole thing.
Oh, I appreciate it. We're excited to be talking with you here today. So I'm going to go ahead and fire the first question at you, Miss Monet. I want to know what began your passion for music?
Gosh, my passion for music. What would I say? I kind of grew up just singing, period. I think my both sides of my family, my father and my mother, both were vocalists, and both sides of the families were just musically inclined. So it was just somewhat innate, I would say. And
Hmm.
I just always knew that it would be the thing that I was going to do. So it just, as I grew older and started to work within my craft and develop it and find my own little kid voice and then a teen voice and then adult voice. It just grew into what it is today. So I think it was always just an innate thing. It was always around me.
Love it. And that's amazing. And that's powerful what you said. You said you started off kid voice, then teen
Mhm,
voice, then
mhm,
grown up voice, because that's how
mhm,
usually the stages of that works.
mhm.
So that is a unique way to point that out, and I love it. But going on to the number two question, can you describe your sound to the J Lounge audience?
Gosh, my sound, I would say, I always tell people that I am a soul singer. And when I say that I'm a soul singer, I say that I'm a soul singer from not so much from the genre, but just from the feeling and what it gives you and how you feel.
Hmm.
I sing from my soul. And so when I say I'm a soul singer, that's pretty much what it is. It's me singing from my soul, and my sound resonates that, as far as being that type of singer and that type of performer and artist. So I'm a soul singer.
I love it. I
Mhm.
love it. And I would say your voice is singing, not singing. So you put more soul into it. So I call you a singer. Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a yes. She is singing, honey. Okay. That is yes. You can feel it in your bones type of singing. So
Oh, thank
yeah,
you.
of course. Of course. Going on to the next question. For the first time listeners of your music, Miss Monet, what
Mhm.
song would you suggest they listen to really understand you as an artist?
As an artist, I think the first song that I would tell anyone to listen to so you can have a just true understanding of who Miss Monet is. I have a song called At This Moment that I re-recorded. It was originally done by Billy Vera and the Beaters, excuse me. And I re-recorded that song because I wanted to have my own version of like how Whitney did I Will Always Love You with Dolly Parton.
Yes.
I kind of wanted my own. I wanted one of my own signature, stamp like that as well. So what I did was, I found this iconic song that is somewhat forgotten, but when you hear it, you're like, yes, that's the song. And I re-recorded, and it's called At This Moment. And after recording that, it's just become like my signature. Like I said, if you want to know who Miss Monet is as an artist, go listen to At This Moment, and it'll just give you everything you need. It will give you all the life you need, and
Yes.
explain to you what kind of artist that I am.
I love it. I love it. I feel like all singers really need that one unique Whitney Houston cover moment.
Hmm.
So I'm so glad you got yours because
Yeah,
I Always Love You will always be one of my top favorite songs of all time.
you can't, right,
So
you can't go wrong with it, right? And I was like, well, I can't do that one, so let me find one for me that's going to work for me. And At This Moment was the one that I chose, and it's my signature.
Oh, well, then I highly encourage my audience. Make sure you stream At This Moment by Miss Monet if you would
Right.
like to really know her as an artist.
Yes.
Stream it, stream it.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Oh,
Stream it, stream it. Come on now.
yeah, come on.
I
Like
love that.
we need some support and love here, and we need
Yes,
more songs like
absolutely.
that. Again,
Absolutely.
she doesn't sing, people, she sings. That's a whole different entity. That's a whole different ballpark we're doing here. So we need more
Right.
singers, not singers. Anyway,
Right.
next question is funny. Can you name three people who influenced your career and why?
Three people who influenced my career. Well, I'll start with, I always say the obvious for me would be my mother and my grandmother. Those are one and two, because these were the first voices that just resonated in me the most. It was what I could relate to. It was the voices that were sung to me over and over again as a child. It was the voices that comforted me as a kid. It was, and just would just stir something within me. Even to this day, when I hear my mother sing, I mean, I'm like holding back tears, like, Mom, who's cutting onions in here right now?
What's going
you
on?
know,
Yeah.
who's cutting onions in here right now? Because my her voice is just stirred, and my grandmother's was the same thing. Just these very distinct alto, just cut through, and just and you can just feel. So my mother and my grandmother, and then number three. There's three and four, but number three would be, of course, the voice herself, Miss Whitney Houston. So
Yes.
that'd be my
Yeah.
three.
Yeah. That is the standard. When it comes to hitting the notes, Whitney is the standard, the
Absolutely.
blueprint, the original.
Absolutely.
I can go on and
Absolutely.
on.
I want,
So,
man, look, when she came out, I wanted to be her, and I told my mom and my mother, look, we would even look at like some of her looks that she had, and my
yes.
mother's a seamstress, and my mother would recreate, these certain looks and stuff for me to have for stage. It was crazy.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. Shout out to her mom for doing that. That's
Yes.
amazing. I love that. That is how you be supportive now. I love that so much. All right, going on to the next question, Miss Monet. I want to make sure my audience follows you, your music. Where are you on social media and music platforms?
Social media. I'm on all the social media platforms. Of course, I'm on IG, Instagram. You can find me there at the Miss Monet, TheMsMonet. Of course, I'm on Facebook, and you can go to Facebook at Facebook's /Moniacs, MON.
Ooh.
Yeah, but the Moniacs, child, let me tell you. IACS, Moniacs. And then, of course, on Twitter or X, whatever it is, I'm Miss Monet there. I'm on TikTok as the Miss Monet. Where else am I? Gosh, well, those are the social media. I think I covered those. And then, of course, on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, I have my YouTube page. So I'm kind of all over the place, and kind of sprinkle me in other places as well. So keeping
Look,
it
I
going.
give the respect for TikTok. I give respect for anybody for TikTok because I have not figured that out yet. The
Right?
algorithm, anything. I just go on there, I post, and I just hope for the best at that point. Like
I'm still trying to figure it out. I know it's stuff I need to probably do, and I see some of my colleagues, and they're killing it, and I'm sitting here like,
it's just like, how are
what?
you
How do you
doing
do
this?
this? What are you
Yes.
doing? And everything. I said, well, I'm TikToking, and I finally went live for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and it was so funny. I kept telling people, I said, look, this is my first time. I don't know what I'm doing. I said, but you would not see Miss Monet on here doing the TikTok dances and all the stuff. I'm not going to be doing it, but I will come on here and say hello and give all that. So it's yeah, but TikToking and all the. Ooh, but hey, we got to do it, independently, and it's the way of the world, and it's the way we're communicating and being able to leverage ourselves on these various platforms. And shout out to technology. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where we didn't think that we would be doing this stuff, and the Jetsons got it right. The
Yeah.
Jetsons got it right.
They did.
The
They
Jetsons
did.
got it
Oh
right.
my
Go back
gosh.
and look. They got it right. Everything the Jetsons said we were doing was going to happen is happening. Yeah. So
Oh. My heart. She said the Jetsons. Oh my gosh, I hadn't heard anyone talk about the Jetsons in many
Mhm,
moons. So
mhm.
that just took me by surprise.
The Jetsons
Oh,
gang
good.
bang.
Oh my goodness, I love it. But I do highly encourage my audience. Make sure you follow Miss Monet on all social media
Oh, and
platforms.
I did. And
Mhm.
I'm sorry, it's my and I didn't say the main thing. My website, duh, MissMonet.com. Please, there's so many different platforms. You want to touch all of them,
Really
and
is.
then you have to get like the obvious one, right? So yes, MissMonet.com. Always can follow me there too. So.
Make sure you
And on
follow.
my IG, my link tree is there, and it'll connect you, throw you wherever direction you want to go.
There you go. There you go. Make sure you follow Instagram, the
Yeah,
website, all music platforms.
yeah.
Just support Miss Monet.
Please do.
So, because we want 2024 to be her year. So,
Yes,
let's stream it up.
absolutely,
Yes, let's
absolutely.
stream it up. All right. Going on to the next question. What future projects are you involved with that you can give a little dish about to the J Lounge audience?
Future projects that I am involved with, besides, of course, working on my own stuff, but we just recently announced within the last couple of days my inclusion of touring with the guitar virtuoso, guitar god, Joe Bonamassa. So I'll be going on tour with him starting in February, and I'm looking forward to being a new addition to his camp. So that's something that's kind of I think it's a big deal, especially for those who are totally into music, especially in his genre, but just not just much as rock, but just his art, his who he is artistry wise. Obviously, look up Joe Bonamassa and you'll understand why. When I put the announcement up, so many people was like, "Oh my God!" Like hands down favorite guitarist in the world, or hands down one of the best shows I've ever been a part of, or I've ever seen. So I'm excited about being a part of this new camp. So that's something I would say is the newest of the new.
That is exciting, though.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
doesn't love to tour? I mean, get to go around the world. I mean, that's going to be fun.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's of course it's something I've done pretty much all my career. As a touring artist and supporting vocalist for many many artists. But here I am again in this sharing this platform, being a part of a new camp, and being able to showcase myself as Miss Monet.
I love it. I
Mhm.
love it. And I'm super excited for you. That's going to be awesome. Of course, make sure you document on that IG. I want to see pictures, videos, and all of that. So make
Oh
sure you
yeah,
do so.
oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Perfect. Going on to the next question, going on to number seven. As I stated before in the introduction, you competed on The Voice season 24. What was
Yes.
your experience like, and what have you learned about yourself as an artist since being on the show?
Gosh, being on The Voice was just something that I really put myself stepped out of the box with that one because it's something that I normally would have never done, to be honest with you. I was of course aware of the show and everything about it, but it never was anything that kind of crossed my mind. It piqued my
Mhm.
interest to want to do until the opportunity kind of presented itself, and I was inspired by a former contestant and who was one of my big sisters and my mentor, Wendy Moten. And she, watching her journey on it, watching what happened, talking to her during the process, it inspired me. So when it was presented to me as well, I was like, why not? I felt like, just kind of, piggybacking off of what Wendy had put forth, showing that seasoned artists like ourselves, we still deserve the opportunities to be seen and heard. Though we've been in the industry for myself, 30 plus years, I'm still not a household name. Everybody still don't know who Miss Monet is. And until I am a household name, then I deserve the opportunities to be seen so a households can figure out and see who I am. And that was Wendy's march, and that is mine as well. So I took that upon and said, you know what, why not? And um, it was interesting. It was a beautiful experience. It's I wouldn't say it's scary at first, but as being the artist that I am and having, the experience that I've had, you can become vulnerable and you can be
Yeah,
humble in everything. And I say that because, I'm who I am, but what if nobody turned their chair for me?
right.
You feel me? So you have to really, really go through the conscious effort of understanding what the process could be, how it could turn, what could happen, the what ifs, the what not ifs, you know what I mean? But, thank God I did get the chair turns. And, once that happened, it was just like, wow. And to be able to present myself on this platform to the world was such an honor, but yet humbling experience, because I said, this is why I sing. This is why I am who I am, so that I can present myself and represent women who look like me, women who sound like me, artists that have been in the game like me. Let me be God. Let me be the representation that this country, these people need to see and say, okay, we get it. Yeah, that. So, that would be my overall experience of saying, having done it, and to make sure that if I didn't do anything, that I portrayed that and that people got that message.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. And in case people didn't get to see that season, I do believe Reba McEntire was your coach, right?
Yes, she was.
Oh,
Team Reba, Team Reba.
Team
Team,
Reba. I
yeah.
would have died having just like, oh my gosh, she's looking at me. She's acknowledging me. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, she wants me on her team.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Reba McEntire was my coach, and Team Reba, and an honor to be not just on her team, but her inaugural team. This was her first ever team on the show. This was her first time as a coach. So, you
That's
know,
awesome.
goes down in history to be part of her
Yes.
first ever team that she had. And so, just a lot of firsts, and very honored to be a part and to have been a part.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And I do have to quickly add to that. Even though you were on Team Reba,
Yeah.
it seemed that you also seem to work with another coach on there, Miss Gwen
Uh-huh.
Stefani. Is that true?
Uh-huh. That is absolutely true. And let me, for the record, let me let everybody know, I was not shading her. It was not that people were like, well, she's shading Gwen, da da da. And then I saw, people were like, well, how could Gwen not know her own background singer? And so here's how it works, people. Let me explain how it works. So in recording industry, in the recording world, what happens is they have the songs, and usually the producers have the backing vocalists, and the musicians come track it. Then the backing vocalists come and lay all the background parts, do all the stuff, do all the
Yep.
things that need to happen. And then after that part is done, then the artist will come. So when the artist finally comes to do their part on a record, all they got to do is show up and sing. It's pretty much done after that. So 9 times out of 10, every recording I've really, really done, some I have, and the artists have been there. Like I did recording with Michael Bolton, and I was able to, be there with Michael Bolton. I did a duet with Johnny Mathis, and Johnny and I got to sit down and, go through those. So there are times when you are in there with the artist, but in this
Yeah, of
particular
course.
case, Gwen wasn't there. So fast forward, here we are. And then she was like, well, I love to work with you. And I had to be like, well, we kind of already did work together. You didn't know it, but it kind of already happened. So that's what happened. And that's the story with Gwen Stefani and I.
I love it though, but at least you're clarifying. Yes, no shade, nothing but love. Just
Yeah,
stating that, yeah, nothing but love, but they've already worked together. So, and as you just broke it down, sometimes the artist is not always in the recording studio when the backup singers do their vocals. And that's
absolutely.
just how the industry works, really. Some
Exactly.
are, some aren't. So, yeah, absolutely. So just got a couple more questions here going on to number 8. What
Sure.
goals do you hope to accomplish in your career that you haven't yet?
Gosh, what do I hope to accomplish in my career? Well, Broadway. Broadway
Oh
is
yeah.
something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a part of theater in the retrospective live and performance art, because that's just always been what I wanted to do. And I think that bug really, really bit me when, remember the movie Fame, when Fame came out?
Yes.
And, you know, I'm really showing my age now, I'm sure.
You're okay.
and it's okay. Everybody, yes, I'm 51. It's great. I'm fine. Okay. But,
I
fame, when fame came out, and it was just like something about, I just wanted to be that. And I remember telling my mom, like, I wanted to go there. And then she was like, it was, the School of the Arts in New York. And I kept telling my mom, like, look, can we move to New York? And my mother was looking at me like, child, are you crazy? Uh, she's
Are
like,
you crazy?
are you insane? And she's a single mom with two girls, and she's looking at me like, you want to do what? You
Girl,
know,
are you crazy?
you know, hey, I had to ask her.
You had to take that chance. You had to
I had
take
to
that
ask.
chance. I get it. I get it.
Had to ask. But again, thank God for my mom, because though I didn't go to New York and do that, she still allowed me and exposed me to theater and to the
Yeah.
theater arts. And she made sure that when certain plays would come to the Bay Area where I'm from, that we would go see them. So I got to see like Cats. I got to see The Wiz. I got to
Oh
see
my gosh.
Les Mis. I got to see, you know what I mean? I got to see these different iconic plays that came
Yes.
through the Bay Area, and she made sure that I saw them, so I didn't lose my desire for that. Naturally, I'm an actor, I'm a performer, and so all these things are kind of bundled into one of who I am as an artist. That's why I tell people I'm an all around artist. I sing, I dance, I act, and the whole bit. So like I said, Broadway is a bucket list. I would love to do that. And then the other thing is, eventually, like yourself, I want my own talk show.
Oh, yes.
I'm a personality, and I think that I would be awesome in that light. And so that's another goal of mine to eventually get my own podcast and or talk show, and so we can really break it down, and talk
Yes.
about all the stuff and everything. And I'm working as I do. I've been doing my Talk About It Tuesdays on IG Live. I'm gonna have to bring you on, and then we gonna have to talk and just
Oh,
throw
that would
ideas
be
together. That would
great.
be great. And I've been doing that since my start, because I just wanted a platform. Now that people know who that I am, I want them to see another side of who I am, and allow people, other people, to what I'm trying to say, allow them to express who they are too, because we're
Mhm.
more than just artists and
Yeah.
singers and podcast hosts and things like that. We're people who, like you said, we have dreams and aspirations, and in order for people to understand and to know these things, we have to put ourselves out there. So if
Yes.
I'm able to provide a platform for others like yourself, myself, artists, creatives, whoever you are, to have a place to say, hey, can I come on and just talk about who I am? Absolutely, you can. Let's talk about it. So that's
I
my
love it.
so Broadway talk show host, take over the world, Miss Monet.
Right, right. It always take over the world, always. That's always, always on the list. But I love your goals that you hope to accomplish. I mean, I know people go, Broadway, Broadway, Broadway. Why always Broadway? People need to remember, or theater, I'm sorry. People
Mhm.
need to remember, theater is where everything started.
Theater,
Music,
yeah,
acting,
yeah,
all of it.
yeah.
It's where all of it started.
It's
We
and
wouldn't have
the cool
anything
thing
without the theater.
And it was crazy. The cool thing about it is you allow yourself to, in theater, when you're on that stage, you reinvent yourself every night.
Yep.
Every night is different. It's not the same. You know what I mean? It's not like the recording, like something can move you in a different way or different meaning. You might sing it differently. You might feel it differently, but the magic just, curates right before your eyes. And I've heard people like I remember seeing The Color Purple on in Broadway to my mom when Fantasia was doing it. And it was just a beautiful thing to watch her just convert into this being of her character of Celie. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
understood it. So when I saw the movie just recently, I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? I understood.
Yeah.
I understood, because it was like, you just, when you're on that platform, you kind of you go into a different gear. And I try to, even as I perform just regular concerts and stuff, I try to take a little bit of that and put into my performance, because I want to sing, not just sing the song, but I want to tell the story. And that's so important, is that the story is told. So when people leave, they'll say, oh my God, but when she sang that, or when that happened. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the beauty of
Yeah,
creating.
I love that. I love that. Oh, that's really powerful. But going on to the last question for you, Miss Monet, the last question. I know we reached it. But I want to know, you like you said, you've had a long 30-year career. I want to know what are some of the most rewarding moments of your career?
Most rewarding moments, I would say, as to date, would be the moment I was selected to represent the United States at the World Expo.
What?
That would be my most rewarding, and many more. But I use that because I was an ambassador for the United States, for my
Oh my
country,
God.
for my
No way.
and it's different. You know what I mean? It's like that every time I think about just that moment, to be able to go to, it was in Dubai, and of course, they lost a year, so it was a 2020, but we went in November of 21 because we were coming off COVID. um but to go there, and as not a supporting vocalist, not singing background anyone, but as Miss Monet, and,
Yes.
and not just singing this little thing, but to go on the main stage and perform. And I opened up, because each week a different country had a week, and they would take over like the expo, the main stage, and everything. So the beginning of the week where it was the United States takeover, Miss Monet headlined the main stage that week. And I did like 7 performances. And each performance was, again, like I said, when you kind of go in and recreate, each one just leveled up. Every performance leveled up every time. And I remember, because I took my mother with me, and I remember, one of the things I was most like in my like, hesitant about, if I would just use for lack of a better word right now, was just the idea of, are they going to understand me? Are they going to get me? I mean, I'm not Beyonce, I'm not Rihanna, so I'm not like this world renowned artist. I'm an independent artist, who represents herself, who's been in the industry, but I'm not these people, that we all strive to kind of want to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, and I just prayed on it, and I said, God, you just do what you do. Just use me. And when I tell you, they got it and they understood, and I was watching the crowds just every time, crowds just growing and growing and growing, to one night they literally, the police came, or the security came rushing the stage, and my mom got, because she said, someone call a bomb, because people were getting they were so amped up. And I had them such in just I mean, everybody was partying and just joyful, and it was crazy where you see the ladies, and usually their faces are covered. Well, these women was ripping that stuff off, and I was like, what is going on? And it was such a beautiful moment. So, if I would say anything, I would say that I was able to represent my country as an ambassador of music in that way.
How incredible is that? And I just feel so honored to have someone so who did that on my show. That's amazing. That is amazing. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Oh, Miss Monet, I have to say, starting off with 2024, this is probably going to be my favorite interview. You have been such a bright light. I loved your story,
Thank you.
and more spaces. You need to be in more spaces. 2024 needs to be your year. It needs to be the year of Miss Monet.
Thank you. From your mouth to God's ears, I receive that, and I thank you
Yes.
as well. You as well. Thank you for providing a platform for artists like myself, and like I said, and other creatives, to be able to tell our stories for people to hear, because that's what it's about now. It's about taking these moments and being able to run with them and spread the word, because that's the only way we're able to be seen and heard, is to, you know, uh, be on platforms such as this one. So I appreciate you and thank you very much.
Of course. Of course, it's been my pleasure. And of course, I want to thank everyone for listening in today. I want to highly encourage my audience one more time. Make sure you follow Miss Monet on all social media platforms, her website, and all music platforms as well. We want to see more of her. If you're in the areas where she's touring, make sure you go support her and see her. And yeah, we just want 2024 to be her year for sure.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
And I do everything, info at Miss Monet, booking, whatever. If you need me to come host an event, let me know. Like that. But
Love it.
I'm that person, everything like that. And I just want, people to understand it because you never know who's listening, who needs a something, you know.
Exactly.
So hey, who needs
Exactly.
well, Miss Monet, oh my God, her personality, she was cool. Absolutely. Is me.
Oh my
Okay. Come on.
gosh.
So yeah, that's that.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. But I want to thank everyone again. I want to thank my amazing guest, Miss Monet. Of course, you guys know I've been your hostess with the Moses, Miss J, aka Miss Simone Jackson. I will be back here with another great episode here soon. Till then, everyone, have a good rest of your day. Start off the new year right, and I'll be back soon.